Yeah, good morning and welcome again to Summit. Thank God this is the last day of the 14 days lockdown in Lagos, FCT and Ogun State. But people are very, very apprehensive on what the president will be saying today, if it's actually the last day or we still have it continued. But we are all waiting with bated breath to hear what the new instruction will be. The program is Summit, and we're coming to you live from our MITV studios here in Lagos. My name is Jumoke Michaels. Banji is here. Banji, good morning.
Yeah, Jumoke, good morning.
How is the Ramadan?
Yes, you say Ramadan Kareem. Of course, this is the fourth day of Ramadan 1441, and we're already involved, we're already into it, and we are praying fervently that COVID-19 should just vanish from the face of the world. That is every part of the universe. That's our prayer. That's a major focus of our prayers this year. That's Ramadan 1441. I enjoin you to join us to Jumoke. This is it comes once in a year. It's very, very effective, very potent, and Muslims wait for it. It's an opportune time to commune with your God, and over the years we believe that prayers have been answered. But this one will not be different.
But the one of this year is a new dimension altogether.
Yeah, it's a new dimension, but it will not detract. Take a little thing from the efficacy of the prayers, irrespective of the fact that we are not going to be having Taraweeh prayers. That's what the clerics have told me anyway. I'm not one. That there won't be other lectures and all that. The Muslims are sure that once they read their Qurans in the comfort of their homes and they commune with their God, their prayers will be answered. You're welcome to a fresh edition of our program. My name is Adewakun.
All right, today we'll be talking about the use of face masks. Well, in Lagos State and maybe other states, even states across the world, have been the use of face masks have been made compulsory. And well, there are so many issues around the use of this face mask, and we're going to be looking at it holistically on the program this morning. And also, we want to look at the use of hand gloves too, because you find so many people using that hand gloves, and you wonder whether they know the safety part of using those hand gloves. So many of these things are done in ignorance. So we want to educate people this morning on the do's and the don'ts regarding the use of face masks and hand gloves. We have someone in the house this morning, and she's going to be taking us through this discussion and also educate you. We're pleased to have Mrs. Esther Folawe Adewakun. She's a microbiologist and also a food safety consultant. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you so much.
Which one did I get wrong?
Good morning, viewers. Folawe.
Folawe. Sorry, Folawe Esther Adewakun.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
It's actually a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
Weeks back, there have been arguments over efficacy or otherwise of use of face masks. It actually started in the US, where there was kind of comparison between US and other countries that have been ravaged by COVID-19. There was an argument that those countries that actually resorted to the use of face masks had sharp reduction in the cases of COVID-19 in those countries. And for us in this country, at that stage, the experts kept telling us that only frontliners, that's the health workers, were actually needed to use face masks. That it does not apply to every other person. And for weeks, we were going on our street without face masks. But only 3 days ago, the governor of the state, Governor Sanwo-Olu, has actually come out definitely saying that face mask has now become mandatory for us. So it would have been an offense if you walk on the streets of Lagos without face mask on. But we are covered by the fact that we're on air. So I'd like to start by asking you, do we really need face mask?
Thank you so much. Let me start by the statement of WHO. World Health Organization, in their statement, a careful review, reveals that the use of face masks is good, but we must be careful in the management, the way we manage the face mask. Wow! When you use a face mask, it protects one, the person using the face mask. If you're an elderly carrier, you know we have people that will call the symptomatic people, the pre-symptomatic people. Those are people that have the virus, but they are not showing symptoms. So you wouldn't know that, except, you know, when they are doing tests all over, some of them do not know they have the virus, but they have it, but they are not showing symptoms. So in that case, you are supposed to wear the face mask. It will protect the other person. Now, if somebody is not showing the symptoms, there is no way he will know that he's an elder carrier. In a matter of days, you begin to show the symptoms. So if we now say everybody should be on the face mask, in other words, I'm protecting everybody, and thereby there will be a reduction if we manage the way we handle, dispose the face mask. But if we don't, we'll rather be increasing the infection.
So it's not as if the use or it's not the use really that is the issue. That's what you're trying to say.
Okay.
It's not the use, it's how it's handled.
Yes.
That's
So how do you mean?
to that, yeah.
Okay. Now, there is a new rule. Everybody must be on face mask. Excellent. So we protect everybody. Everybody will move out. Let me ask, how many face masks do each person possess? Basically, people on the street will buy one, or will keep one, and you'll be using the one every time. Okay, in my house, I went out and I said, wow, I got 12. And my husband said, why 12? I said, let's share, maybe 3 or 4. Because if I go to the market to buy maybe groceries or to buy something, I come back and I remove it aseptically. That's what we call it. I remove it aseptically. Where will I keep it? I'm likely going to keep it on the stool. And don't forget, I have jams on it.
On the chair.
On the chair. I'm likely going to call, oh, Rose, please keep for me. She's likely going to, dump it somewhere. By so doing, I am transferring the spread. But if I know that once I remove aseptically and turn it backwards, I go and keep it in hot water solution, or have a water solution that has a little concentration of bleach, drop it in there. Or if I'm not ready to wash, have a closed laundry, that is isolated for just the face mask. If I keep it with other clothes, different clothes, maybe my agbada and so on, the way you wash it, the germs will move all around. So you must be careful in handling and managing the use of face mask. If we do it well, sincerely, the virus will drop.
But that's where the difficulty, that's where the challenge is. How many, you started by saying how many are we likely to possess individually? That's where the challenge is. Why do we start what we cannot finish? Or what we cannot manage effectively?
Or rather, we don't have enough information in the public space to handle this use of the face mask.
From the information I got from the Lagos State Governor, he has made provision for millions to be distributed to people. That's one.
As many as maybe 1 billion.
Even if
we are over 200 million in Lagos State.
Are you sure in Lagos State?
You mentioned 3 million, really.
Even if it's 1, 2, or 3 million, that is the right step in the right direction. Now, I went to the market yesterday. I saw everybody selling it as low as 50 naira. So if it's as low as 50 naira, I know that one will not protect me. Except if I wear one, I move to the market and I get back to my house and I refuse to remove it. And suddenly I ran out of gas. I go to the gas station. As long as I've removed it, spread it all over the house, decided to also spread all the infection all around the house, then I have to use a second one. So in essence, we need to have at least more than one. Or if you are using one, please, once you use in the morning, don't remove until you go to bed. But you need to remove once it is damp, wet, or you suddenly have showers, little showers of rain. You have to remove it, because if you have germs on the surface with the rain, it will penetrate and you'll be injuring yourself. So we need proper training. Using of face masks is good, the right step in the right direction, but we need to train people to know how we manage these face masks so that we'll be very effective in reducing the virus and not spreading it around.
All right, you said something about if you wear one in the morning and you know that you still need to go out and probably go outdoors, really, you should just leave that one on.
If you are comfortable with it, but you and I know it's not comfortable wearing this nose mask. So people just basically let me just put it on, and once they are tired, they move it up. But we just need to adapt. In this, it's going to be a short time. I believe very soon the virus will fade away. We just need to adapt to this and keep to the rules. And when you know very well that my neighbor could actually have the virus but not showing the symptoms, and that is why in the past few weeks, we had a rise because they went house to house, and the people they were meeting in the houses or people going to do the test at the local government, they were not showing the symptoms. Sincerely, if they were showing the symptoms, they would have called for evacuation, but they were carrying the virus. And that is the challenge, because of people not showing symptoms and still have the virus. If you see somebody coughing now, you move away, but the person is not coughing. So the better thing is for us to just put it on and protect one another.
Let me confirm the earlier submission you made that WHO actually recommended the use of face masks. What is currently trending in social media is that WHO is withdrawing the earlier statements or earlier directives on the use of face masks. I'd like you to throw more light on this.
Okay. Like I said, a careful review of the statement of WHO says elderly people should not use it. But if you must use it, the reason is you must be careful in its management. Otherwise, you will be spreading the infection. So instead of spreading the infection, let elderly people not use it. But now, elderly people could also have symptoms, which WHO
So are those things not contradictory?
They are not. They are not. What they are saying in essence is, you want to use it, please manage, because when everybody are on mask and you manage the way you use it, the way you dispose, the way you wash, the way you spread, if it's the surgical one, the medical one, you dispose immediately in a closed bin. If it's the cloth one, you wash immediately. Don't pile it up. You'll be spreading germs. Don't put it to where you have your 2 year, your 3 year will go. But mommy, this is face mask. What do you do with it? You'll be spreading the infection. It might not even be the virus. It could be other germs. We have viruses, bacteria, and so many other things. It could be other germs you're spreading. And children, they are prone to infection easily. So all we need to do is have a continued training on everywhere. People wearing face masks, remove from behind the ear, turn it upside down, turn it the other way, and then drop it in hot water. So if you don't have hot water, wash immediately with your normal running water. Wash immediately, throw it off, and spread in the sun.
In the sun?
Yes.
Why the sun?
Because you have not used hot water or chlorine water to kill the germs. So if you wash off, that one goes off. You spread, it goes off.
So you're saying that immediately, because we have been told that immediately you get into the house, you wash your hands with soap and water.
Yes.
So probably while you are doing that, you could just wash your face mask at that.
That's if you're not
time.
going out again.
That's well. But instead, even if I'm going out again, I still use that one.
Again. If you have only one.
If I have only one.
With all of this, you want people to buy more. It also has issue with cost. So if I have one, and I know I've been to the market, it's there, I'm not going anywhere, I won't touch my face, I won't touch the surface of the face mask, I only want to use one, let me just keep it on and manage myself till I'm done for the day, because I only have one. But if I know I can't, I remove it. And once I remove it, I should use another one. Because if I remove it sincerely, where do I keep it that I'm not going to contaminate? Don't forget, you must hand hygiene, physical distancing, social distancing, with sanitizing and cleaning surfaces. So which of the surface do you keep it without contaminating?
You're talking to the people. What advice do you have for the government? It's become mandatory for citizens to use it, effective yesterday. Now, government has spoken, and people cannot defy government's order. Now, for government, what advice you have? Is it something realistically speaking? How well can people adapt to these new behaviors, new health styles, and all that?
You know, let me start from your last question. When I was in pharmaceuticals and food industry, using face masks, and as a microbiologist, using face masks is a way of life. But in those industries, you need to force people to use it. They say, I can't breathe, I can't do this. But do you know that people are using it outside? Because they don't want to have the infection. Sincerely, I see a greater level of compliance with the use of face masks. And I've seen and I've noticed that even the government is saying, remove it from behind and wash off and dry. We just need to intensify the training.
And stay indoors till it gets dry.
No, definitely have another one. have another one. So you pick another if you need to go out. You know, everybody is supposed to stay at home. For people on essential duty and things like that. Of course, while coming, we wore face masks. And when we go here, we removed it for us to be on air. And then government will now need to also emphasize and entrench and continue more of the training in radio everywhere, how you monitor and use these face masks, so that instead of increasing the infection, we'll have a drastic drop in infection.
All right, going to give you two questions in one. One is the people who even use this face mask, most of the time when you want to talk or you just get tired, you know, they just pull it down to their chin and the face mask is there, and then when you feel you want to, they just put it back. Is it healthy? And then the second one is the materials. Now that we have been told to use Ankara, you know, everybody's using all kinds of materials to make these face masks now. Are they going to work?
Okay. Let's start with the proper use, the right way of wearing the face mask. We actually have different face masks. You know, the surgical one, the medical one, the N5, the P5, all those FPP. Let's say they are medical, whatever, because they have these 3 layer and things like that. But now, when you wear a face mask, make sure that your nose and your mouth, they are tightly fitted in the face mask. Because if it's not, the space in between, there will be contamination. Now, for some, because what they are using, you see that it's dropping. You see them pull it up. That's another way of contamination, because you are touching the surface. But if you are very careful that, I have touched the surface, immediately I wash my hands or sanitize my hands. Those are things you need to be careful of.
Where those things are available?
Yes.
Where water and sanitizer are available?
You know what we do? We go with a sanitizer. When I came into your office this morning, they said, I brought up my said, we carry it about. Everybody go move around with sanitizers. Now, those small ones, we move around with it. So, but when you now use, and you have hair dropping, we must be careful. Hair traps a lot of these germs easily, and many people will begin to spread the germs with their hair. If not, you've got long hair or you have beard, like I tell people, please, in this period, I beg people, please remove your beards, remove your, so that you'll be healthy at the end of the day. Because once it's there, will you be putting sanitizer there? And is everything you're going to be washing your face? So if you can, at this period, just clean it. Because hair traps a lot of these germs. And if you are ladies with a lot of hair, once you have it, try and put your hair to the back and then wear it closely fitted from the nose and mouth. So once you have that, you're protected. Protected with social distancing, with proper hand washing, use of sanitizers. Because, you know, again, why WHO says that once you use this, because many people believe once I'm using the face mask, I can never get the infection. No, you have minimal protection, but you need to include proper hand washing and sanitizing with alcohol-based sanitizers, and also social distancing and physical distancing. That is what gives us maximum protection. That is number one. Number two, I told you we have different types of face masks. While in the laboratory, we wear overalls from cutting different types of material. What's the essence of the overall? To protect us from germs, blood stains, and chemical bonds and things like that. When you go out, whether it is Ankara stone, and he said this, the one they use Ankara, they're so beautiful. In fact, I prefer those who, even as the microbiologist, sincerely, they look so beautiful. You know, when something is beautiful, it makes you feel like using it.
Yeah.
And that was how I went and I bought a dozen. And I shared the different color, very beautiful. So when you use them and you move around, the dust, because germs are in the air, they are like aerosols. They fall on the surface. They don't penetrate immediately. They don't. And once you go out, and now we're supposed to stay at home, your going out is just for essential duties, which will not take so long of a century. When you come back, depending on where you've gone, when you come back, remove it immediately and put, depending on where you've gone. If, let's say, I tended to visit 2 or 3 isolation centers and coming back home, do you think I will use that mask? In fact, probably am I?
Through it.
I'm telling you, even if it's a, but if I've just gone to the market and I come back, I might possibly now put in hot water or chlorine solution, that's little bleach in water, or wash it if I don't have that with water. And if you do not have water, good water, then it's better we have so many.
All right, so let's just quickly talk about the gloves. So many people wear gloves everywhere. You know, they have touched so many things and they keep that glove on. Is it really healthy for this period we're in?
The use of gloves in this period is highly unhealthy. And when I go out, at times I just move around, I see a lot of people using it. I go to them, I say, I beg of you, can you please remove the glove? At times they look at me, what's your own now? I say, I'm so sorry, but I feel concerned for you. I said, please, I might not know that. I said, I have gloves. Now, I touch this person, or I touch this thing, and where I have touched, like a surface, has been contaminated with the virus, or with any other germ. The germ is already on my glove. I believe the glove is protecting me. The next thing, I pick my bag. I have transferred it onto the bag. I get to my house. Mommy, welcome. I hug my children. I have transferred it. So at this period, it's better for all of us not to use gloves. Let's practice proper hand washing. Proper hand washing, because there's no need to talk about how you wash your hands now. It's all in the head. Lagos government is doing a lot of hand washing. Proper hand washing, then sanitizing with alcohol-based sanitizer. Again, proper hygiene. How many of us have nails? You don't want the germ, you are keeping nails. We're joking. If the germ enter into your nail, how will it come out? I don't know.
All right, thank you so much. We actually have another segment, but it's really
class.
educative.
It's really a class that I learned so much.
Yeah. It really is a class, and I believe that our viewers there have learned 1 or 2 things this morning from Mrs. Esther Adewakun. Thank you so much for coming this morning. We might have to bring you back to talk about, because this is a very important message for.
Yeah, because we are entering into a new phase now. A new phase of people coming out using face masks.
Yes. So we might need to bring you back, please, so to have more time to really dwell on this. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
All right, we'll go on a quick break now, and then we'll return with our second guest for the program today. Please don't go away. All right, thanks for still being there. The program is still Summit, and in this second segment of the program, we are looking at Ramadan instructions, or rather COVID-19 and Ramadan special because this is a special Ramadan for me. All right, so joining us for this discussion now, we have Honorable Jebe Abdullahi Ahmad. He's the special advisor on religious matters to Mr. Governor, the Muslim aspect. You're welcome, sir.
Good morning. Is it morning or afternoon? Good morning.
It's morning. Permit me to say Salaam Alaikum to my brother.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Ramadan Kareem.
Allahu Akram.
Allahu Akram. This is.
Thank you. You're wearing your face mask.
Yes.
I hope we are not in trouble for
No. It's okay. It's okay.
As brother, he's protecting us.
Yes.
He's actually from what we just said. You are protecting us. Maybe we should just start from there. From the face mask.
Yeah.
The governor, that's Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, a couple of days ago actually made it mandatory for Lagosians to put on face mask, and he demonstrated it, and it has become a law now as we speak. Now that's why you are in Lagos. As a functionary of government, you must actually show example. That's what you have done today. Tell us more about it.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to the viewers at home, Muslim brothers and sisters all over the world. Yeah, good morning. Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu has made it a law that everybody living in Lagos should use face mask. And the face mask that we are using in Lagos, the one governor demonstrates is like this. It has a net inner and has a 100% cotton at the back. You see, the inner of this one is a net. The split of my speaking now cannot penetrate to the material outside. So I have to protect myself and protect others. Even if I'm a carrier of COVID-19, it will remain in me and remain in me forever. And somebody else that is not using, as you are not using it right away now.
Because we are on air anyway.
You are on air anyway, no problem. But it will also protect everybody that comes to you. Because you don't know the person that is visiting you, what is he carrying, and the person you are visiting at the same time.
Yeah.
It's two-way things. So as a result of this, mask used is compulsory. And it's one of the measures that will be taken, to curtail the spread of COVID-19.
Before we actually delve into the main issue why we brought you here, let's you here for some time now. You heard the earlier speaker on what the government needs to do in terms of sensitization on the handling, the proper use of face masks, so that we don't end up creating more problems rather than solving the ones on ground. That's how people must actually handle it in terms of number of they should get, and then even when they get home, how they should dispose or how they should wash and clean. That's an aspect that government needs to actually. So that's a message we want you to take back to the governor on the need for sensitization. Okay.
I'm not a medical practitioner. Neither I'm a medical or on the medical line. What I would say, I know definitely Professor Abayomi, Honorable Commissioner for Health, is doing a lot in sensitizing about the use and the handling of all the materials involved in protecting the spread of COVID-19.
All right, Ramadan 1441, we are here. Today is the 4th day. Alhamdulillah. Now, we are already in the lockdown, and beyond the lockdown, the Sultan, that's the president of the Supreme Council of Islamic Affairs, actually came out and said this Ramadan is special because he actually instructed, it's a directive that Muslims this time around should not engage in Taraweeh prayers, which is one of the traditional activities during Ramadan, and then there should not be lectures, tafsir and order. Now tell us more about it. This is the 4th day. What's the level of compliance in Lagos State to that directive?
Alhamdulillah, though in my life, over 50 years now, I have not seen this type of Ramadan in my life. Ramadan has been, a month of joyful moment for every Muslim brothers and sisters. We eat together, we go to lectures together, we do Tarawih together, we do night tahajjud together, and several other things is taking place during Ramadan.
Congregationally.
It is totally congregationally. Everything is congregationally. But as it is now, the Almighty Allah has demonstrated His power and show everybody in the whole universe that is the Lord. Be you Christian, be you Muslim, be you other religion, everybody knows now is God. Is God. And what we have been doing is that before Ramadan, a lot of meetings has been taking place in my ministry with instruction of the Mr. Governor to my commissioner. We had a meeting with the stakeholders in Muslim sector and in the Christian matters too. So, and several other things have been taking place. We took a lot of decision at the beginning. When it increases, we took another decision. When it increases, we took another decision. Presently now, when Ramadan came, what we said is, what government says is no tahajjud. 1. No tarawih. 2. That everybody should stay safe. It is the people, the Christian says, people that are alive, they are the one that worship God. When you are not alive, there's no way you can worship God. It is until you protect yourself and you are safe from all this from this coronavirus pandemic. It is then you can now worship God. Stay at home. The head of the house, the husband, you be in the front, your wife at the back, and your children. You observe your prayer in your parlor, or you're living in your living apartment. When it's time for you to eat together and remain inside your house. Don't allow anybody to come for a visit. Don't accept any visitors. Stay at home, because the visitor that is coming to visit you don't know where he's coming from. He might probably carry the virus somewhere else and bringing it to your house. The immune system of each and every one of us is different. You might think your immune is this stronger, and when the virus enters your system, you begin to be passive, inactive. So now, the Muslim community in Lagos today, they are complying with this law because everybody is afraid of death. Everybody wants to live. Everybody wants to see their children living too. So, in this regard, everybody now is at home. They are complying. Look, yesterday was to be the first Ramadan for Ansar-Din Society of Nigeria at TBS.
That's a lecture.
The lecture. It's also be a lecture, Ramadan lecture. That's one of the biggest Ramadan lecture you have in Lagos. Ramadan lecture is at the TBS bowl, at the main bowl. The whole place will full up. But it's not coming up. The national missioner, Sheikh Abdurrahman Ahmad, was in Radio Lagos. Everybody tuned into it. I was listening to it to myself. I tuned into Radio Lagos. They told us the time, and they already spread it on the social media that social time Sheikh Ahmed will be on air at FM 107.5 Radio Lagos. That everybody is tuning into it. I tuned too. I was listening to the program for 1 hour. So there was a time for calling question and answering moment. So I listened. Now, another lecturer now, so they follow suit. Everybody now is going on here.
But what about the use of the internet, social media?
Yes.
To also disseminate these messages.
Yes, exactly. Some are using social media. For example, now tahajjud. Tahajjud is night prayer. Yeah. Formerly, before this COVID-19, it has to be in congregation. But the imam will now put the tahajjud and put his screen in front of himself. Observe it. If you are at home, you tune into it, or you onto your internet, you observe with him, do prayer with him, read your Quran at home, supplicate with your family. That's the law on the.
So you are saying that many Muslims now have taken advantage of social media by going online streaming their activities to their members,
Yes.
Without necessarily congregating.
Now
let me ask,
okay.
this special Ramadan that Muslims are now undergoing, does it take anything away from the efficacy of their prayers this time around? Not observing Tahajjud, Taraweeh, and lectures and all that. Does it reduce?
It does not. Actually, you know, our people, when it comes to religion performance, traditions, many of our people are lazy. It is until I see Yusuf and I see Rukaya that are going for Tahajjud, and I say, wait for me, let's go. But this time around, it's not the way it is before. Many of them, one of the major problems is some of them are not on internet. Some are not, they don't have access to light. Light too is, more or less the factor of that is bringing down the performance of our people. Now there is no light. I want to watch my imam. I don't have light to charge my phone, neither or my iPad. So sometimes they don't have access to radio. They don't have access to television. It is sometimes a bit down, but we are telling them this is the right time for us. Let us use this month of Ramadan and pray to Almighty God that all this pandemic should go away.
All right, so what is Lagos State government specific instruction to mosques at this time? Especially because people love to go to mosque, but what is government specific instruction to mosque at this time?
The instruction and agreement within us, because governments cannot just mount on any religion anyhow. You have to invite them to the round table, discuss what are the rules that is governing your religion. We did, we had a meeting with the religious leaders, Muslim leaders in Lagos. So we agreed in that meeting that all mosques should be shut down for now. All mosques, as I'm talking to you now, there is no congregational prayer. 2, they should be calling for, there must be a call for prayer. In Muslim, we have Subh prayer, the early hour prayer, we have the Zuhr, we have Asri, we have Maghrib, and we have Isha. What we agree is call for prayer in the morning. Let the Muazzin, the person that called for prayer, let him go to the mosque and call for prayer. He will alert everybody in the community, within his rich community, close community, you understand, the neighborhood, that this is time for prayer. When it is for another time, another prayer time, he did the same thing. That is the agreement now. Meanwhile, there is no congregational prayer in that mosque, in the whole mosque in Lagos. Those that are saying that no, they don't agree, they won't do this thing, they went there to shut their mosque down ourselves.
Okay, now our guest has been the special advisor to Governor Sanwo-Olu on religious affairs, that's pertaining to Muslims in the state. Now this is a special period, this is Ramadan period, and I'm aware before now there have been relief packages, palliatives for the society, for the vulnerables. You and I know, because our religion, that Muslims usually spend more. They probably make budget for this period because it requires certain expenses beyond the usual. Now, are there palliatives, especially maybe considered for the Muslims this period? Considering the fact that they are in lockdown.
Thank you. I was here on Friday. There's a palliative government shares for all sectors of all the people in Lagos. 1, the KBC, the traditionals, the Christian faithful, and the Muslim faithful, which from my own ministry. The Muslim faithful I distributed myself, and I sent across to all the religious leaders in Lagos.
And societies.
Personally, I call, if you are from Ikorodu as an example, or you are from Ikeja as an example, the chief imam of Ikeja division, will handle the whole palliative that is meant for all the Muslim faithful under Ikeja division, which they come to pick up from his office. Ikorodu same thing, Badagry same thing, Epe same thing, and Lagos Central, the 5 divisions. Outside this, the Islamic organizations, the Ansaruddin, the Anwar Islam, the Nawaruddin, Nasfat, the Jawiya, all these Jamaat, all those people, we have already contacted their head, and they have been picking it up. They've already picked up finally. Only remaining for Nasfat, and the national missioner called me day before yesterday, and he said he's in Ikeja. I said no, the palliative is in the warehouse. You have to come. You have to call me and tell me when you are coming to pick it up. And he said it may be during this week. We are now. That's the only thing that remaining with us.
We just want you to. So much has been done on the part of government, at least responding to the needs of Muslims during this period. Palliative. Lockdown. We don't know. Today is the last day. Of the 28 days. We had the first 2 weeks, another 2 weeks that is ending today. Now, we do not, Nigeria, just as my colleague said, Nigerians are apprehensive, particularly Lagosians. We don't know what direction, whether there will be an end to the lockdown or not. Now, what's your advice to Muslims for the remaining days of Ramadan?
My advice to all Muslim faithful, Muslims, brothers and sisters, our Sheikh, Ashiyuh, and every other imams in Lagos is everybody should remain calm, remain and stay at home, observe your prayers, and continue your supplications. Read your Quran. Use this holy month of Ramadan to pray to Almighty God, Almighty Allah, to forgive us our sin. I know from my own perspective, it's sin. Sin
is responsible for the pandemic.
It is responsible for the pandemic, and with God forgiveness, in the life of Prophet Noah, you know what his people did, and when they did, the Prophet Noah says, God, forgive my people. He was the one that prayed for them again. When he was angry. When they were doing what is not right, but later he prayed. We Almighty Allah forgive each and every one of us, and let this pandemic go away from our land, from the whole world.
All right, thank you. Been discussing with the special advisor on the religious matters to Mr. Governor on Muslim matters. Thank you so much, sir, for obliging us and coming to educate the people this morning. And we believe that the Ramadan will end well.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.
Our guest has been Imam Ahmad Abdullah, that's Jebe. There's a special advisor to Governor Sanwo-Olu on the religious matters regarding Muslims in the state. Thank you for your time, and I say Ramadan Kareem once again. May Almighty Allah bless all the activities that you'll be engaged in. And we also pray that the prayers that will be offered by Muslims during this month would actually help to wipe away this scourge from our land.
Amen.
So my name is Banji Busari. That's our show today. That's a summit this Monday. The next meeting will be on Wednesday. Till then, bye-bye.
My name is Chumoke Michael. See you again on Wednesday. Bye-bye.